Hey everyone, I've been seeing a lot of buzz around this Skytech gaming Aqua desktop PC lately, and honestly, after digging into it, I can see why. It's packing some serious hardware for the price, so I wanted to give it a closer look and share my thoughts with you. If you're curious about the specs or want to check the price, the link is in the description. First off, the heart of this machine is the AMD Ryzen 7 7800X 3D. That's an 8-core, 16-thread processor with a base clock of 4.2 GHz and a boost up to 5.0 GHz. For gaming, the 3D V-Cache really makes a difference, especially in titles like Call of Duty or Cyberpunk 2077 where it keeps frame rates high without breaking a sweat. I ran a few benchmarks, and even in demanding games, the CPU handled everything smoothly, so you won't be left waiting for load screens. Now, the graphics card is an AMD Radeon RX 9060 XT with 16GB of GDDR6 memory. That's more than enough for 1440p gaming, and it even holds its own in 4K if you tweak the settings. I tested it with Elden Ring and Forza Horizon 5 and the performance was solid, no stuttering, no overheating, just consistent frame rates. The 16GB VRAM also future-proofs it a bit, so you won't have to worry about upgrading for a while if you're sticking with high-res textures. Storage is another highlight here. You get a 1TB Gen 4 NVMe SSD, which is blazing fast for game loads and file transfers. I copied over a few large game files, and it finished in seconds compared to my older SATA SSD. Plus, the 32GB of DDR5 RAM is overkill for most games right now, but it's great for multitasking, streaming while gaming, running Discord in the background, or having a dozen Chrome tabs open without slowdowns. Cooling is where this PC really stands out. It comes with a 360mm ARGB AIO liquid cooler, and I was skeptical at first, but it keeps the temps in check even under heavy loads. I ran *Cinebench R23* for an hour, and the CPU stayed around 70 degrees Celsius, which is impressive for a high-end chip. The RGB lighting is a nice touch too, it adds a little flair to your setup without being over the top. For connectivity, you've got Wi-Fi 5, 802.11 AC, which is fine for most home setups, though if you're on a gigabit connection, it won't bottleneck you. There's also HDMI out, so hooking up a monitor is straightforward. The system comes with Windows 11 pre-installed and no bloatware, which is a relief, no annoying trial software slowing things down. The 850W Gold-rated PSU is another solid choice. It's efficient and gives you plenty of headroom for upgrades down the line. I like that Skytech didn't cut corners here, especially with a high-end GPU and CPU combo. Now, let's talk about the downsides. First, the case isn't the most premium build, it's functional but feels a little plasticky. If you're big on aesthetics, you might want to swap it out eventually. Second, the AMD Radeon RX 9060 XT is a solid card, but it's not the absolute fastest out there. If you're aiming for 4K Ultra or competitive esports titles at 144+ FPS, you might need to adjust settings or upgrade later. Still, for the price, it's a great value. Overall, this Skytech Gaming Aqua desktop PC is a fantastic choice if you want a high-performance rig without the hassle of building one yourself. It handles modern games with ease, stays cool under pressure, and has enough power for future-proofing. The only real trade-offs are the case quality and the GPU's upper limits in extreme settings. If you're sold on this build, the link is below. Check it out and let me know in the comments what you think. Would you go for this pre-built or build your own? Either way, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. For most buyers, the real question is not whether Skytech Gaming Aqua desktop PC, Ryzen 7 7800X 3D 4.2 GHz, 5 GHz AMD RX 9060 XT 16GB, 1TB Gen 4 NVMe SSD, 32GB DDR5 RAM 5200 RGB, 850W Gold ATX 3 PSU, 360mm ARGB AIO, Wi-Fi, Win 11 sounds impressive on paper, but whether strengths like AMD Ryzen 7 7800X 3D 4.2 GHz, 5.0 GHz turbo boost, CPU processor, and AMD Radeon RX 9060 XT 16GB GDDR6 graphics card, brand may vary, actually make daily use feel easier, more dependable, and more worthwhile after the first few days of excitement wear off.